I don't see how Barcelona will beat this Real Madrid side. There were gestures and all sort of things about now the old time Barcelona now the open Barcelona said it too much Abasa be lose one. There be how you see some of these things match Abasa be lose you see it.
Okay.
When you see a match Barcelona is going to win, you will see it. The reason why I said it was going to be very difficult for Barcelona against Real Madrid, one, you're based on the fact that Barcelona were going into this game not knowing what Real Madrid was going to do. Because Alonso be PM Real Madrid no, or more one formation, one game.
Yes.
Tembi was son and son. Then Real Madrid also knew what Barcelona were going to do. And the probable lineup was always going to be clear. Because on Saturday, you can say Badi Bebo 3. You can say Kunde Bebo 2. You can say Kubasi ni Eric Garcia Bebo 4 and 5. You can say Frankie de Jong and Pedri Bebo as the double pivot. You can say Fermin Lopez Bebo as the number 10. Ferran Torres Bebo as the number 9. Lamine Yamal Bebo as the number 7. Marcus Rashford Bebo as the number 11. So definitely, Obi our head Barcelona be asked to catch us say yaw. Basa Bebo highlight. Game a Kohe Basa Bo highlight and so more highlight. So Real Madrid definitely knew how Barcelona was going to set up and how they are going to play. Definitely Barcelona be isolated. I'm going to try say Lamine Yamal be isolated the fullback of Real Madrid, Carreras, in 1v1 situations. Said the ball be getting the best out of him. Real Madrid knew that. But on the opposite side, Barcelona will be wondering, say Real Madrid beba game num with a 3-back. Real Madrid beba game num with a 4-back. Alonso Suba Real Madrid Nipo not started as the right winger the moment. I'm sure Hansi Flick would be very surprised that Camavinga started his game with.
Yeah, true.
I'll be very surprised. Say Camavinga started his game with. Yow, free say started season where Camavinga no play or fit by. Camavinga now control to the social media handle and I say new position unlocked. Right wing. Nobody knew what Real Madrid wanted to do in this game. But Adianami expected from Barcelona was to read the game, understand and adapt as the game moved on. But the back have Barcelona pani as a quality in depth. Yow. Game na yebono. Say opesa wa adapt to opponent. Opesa was sound sanwa. O quality na what bench na be substitution di o ma bem no will have to play a crucial role. It is all Hansi Flick now that no here bench na he plays a go on ma. There are a lot of questions you ask yourself. Yow. Obo busa won say na wana me de ne ba ama na betu abasa betu we di we aba be she baby na mana be bibi. So they were really done bad by their injury situations. But in all, they were not as bad as we saw them play. But Obejia to me say me am a TA. This is one of the most boring El Clasicos I'm
Hey.
Oh yeah.
No game near boring.
Not boring. Yeah.
Why?
One, the level of intensity I was expecting in the game. Number two, the level of football and quality in terms of individual players showcasing what they have. This is not to say it was not an important match. It was very important. But the dream maybe can Alonso crap is so secure 2-1. Real Madrid elbow in the low block against Barcelona in the latter stages of the game. We changes Real Madrid the year. Everything pointed towards the say 2-1 okay winning Franco.
Because when you penalty
Asquanda
so
and when you Vinicius a film Mbappe when you a film Barcelona Lamine Yamal in so you felt this was a game that was more about the physical duels, the ground duels here and then goalkeepers coming to the party. And how many chances can Barcelona nya be senka game no more boy na Madrid share 3 goals no. Barca bet it show more 5 no. Now the chances, the quality, football display, Frankie de Jong. She Tchouameni mo, she boys no Mbappe mo ball this game no. She the number of goals. Never to Copa del Rey final no so.
Okay.
She the intensity. Why for the last 4 Clasicos I was never fit to away to the end are the better. Who the fit one we were ranking one in fa. Fit one we were ranking one in fa. Me believe say Barcelona were fit players beat say Omo, Rafinha, Lewandowski. Kebe enjoy game we see crampo more. And Alonso some parents radia. Kebizo Akebe enjoy game we say so more. But they needed this results. Real Madrid really needed this results, and at the end of the day, they got what they want. Yeah. Now I think the whole controversy is surrounding around the player friend Lamine Yamal. And I'm a Real Madrid supporters ni bi ko kwa pai. And Yamal mu ade Yamal I don't know any antics no any nchen. You see, if we are seeing ankasa ye we on yaw. Hwe. So who so nu about you say shia? Oh dear na was all any day.
Thanks we see who.
Anna etode bi a life we na bibi or everything has a way of coming back to you. Hwe. Yet Yana Vinicius started to buy me off the pitch. Anyone on the pitch. Not trolling him on Instagram. Not criticizing a man for. No, I bet you 10 times more. You be see. People raised concerns about Vinicius Jr. concentrating on the footballing ability on the field. The same Real Madrid media, Masamone, Ninuanum no more, plus some of the fans. Oh, Namunya Vinicius. Oh, Nisana Nisutie. Ana Sano Tie, Ana Munyano, Ana Diobea, Ana Vinicius. And the Barcelona Lamine Yamal, sorry, not true, be Instagram, or Coquapai. On Tiasie. O de on Tiasie, said Lamine Yamal yebi. Who the Coquapai, who will be that? But when it was your player, and every single person directed their anger towards the player to change from his ways, now the 2 years there be. We are saying new quality ABC sir. Ni na confirm running in no sujina say akorana de na wo ye no nobody supports it. But sabi ade e kan na wo boafu no enne wo sa adane akodi player foforo ho a wo. I believe akodano one onye fit yaw. In this situation any brene tete ne dodo. Prana wonya ne doso dodo. Okoba 2 weeks no akwaba. He will need a run of games. This is why I believe Kobe to say Rafinha money other guys in here fit a bit more rest Lamine Yamal. Because yaw me hu Lamine Yamal wa bo game me hu shedan hu ni yes game we say that against Alvaro Carreras, even the one against Benfica obocha in the no boy no. And Obiabaka so oh one pass Bobby man Julius Koundé and a born in your bad said ya more canon wa Lamine Yamal performance we fato to the 4 Clasico na ya bono
We didn't know form.
We for the fato to you see players when you get to a certain standard you'll be measured with that standard. That is what you need to understand in this life. Yaw, say brown we no obo bra koduru baabi a enyoma bi abeye bia ne yemfa de wo ye na bra na bia wo samre nu gira mu a wo ye ne ye de be tutumu. Ye de waye da any level ne standard a wagina ene ye de be ma yaw. Ti de bia ka cho say real season na Ronaldo and Messi a shebe 20 goals e believe so mo ye failure. Meboa. Ye real season Erling Haaland a 15 goals a obe tag Erling Haaland as a failure. But your real season no bit say Benjamin Sesko say 15 goals abebo na waso.
But I'm say kwam sir not Real Madrid players no want to say boy need di o matem. Cause last week and be story say boy need say Madrid dey cheat.
Yeah.
Omu no mo say.
Yeah, to one me say no. Yeah, yi Ballon d'Or. You would the Vinicius in Real Madrid mo ye. To a certain extent say mo call it hard. It had to take City supporters need to do a banner. Did you show respect to Manchester City? No.
Boycott Ballon
d'Or. What did they mention as no? And then come be an na mo nchen share support no more them Vinicius. Now we obi na so your Rodri teammate yaw. And now your Rodri you know footballers. One year award no be akonya nti aso person say we are corrupt. Yaw. When we raised that issue, the same Madrid fans were there telling us, oh, they have Vinicius, I didn't hear Rodrigo, we are not saying he is right, get it right. We are not saying Adena Lamine Yamal, off the pitch, no. Adena Waye right, yen cast asemno. But baby, a jinane say, Adia won waye bida, and me a kanya one tenno. Obia and complaining moso said the uncle now you say about we holy. Because Obia won is into. Said ye would you be seen to tum, you be seen to tum. You can't be wrong and fail to accept that you are wrong, and the opposite side no oko criticize you obi so obi nsesa. Abra wonye wadwen say wo sesa no besesa. That is what we are saying. Two wrongs can never make things right. Omumienu nyina ade na omo ye attitude now we pick it far. We all have our context about this discussion saying say the attitude is never acceptable. But when it was your turn, Umariasi nyina who said there be etie futuo ne ade ma wo say so omo kyerɛw ana wo ye bibi ne etia na se ka se jai. Anya sa da chi bi no ukohu say wo fa ase bi ala ba bi ye the same thing na. Untimi ntia no se wonyai. Untimi ntia no se wonyai. Itini etifie mo e ka je say panyi wo na nka na se ba na se ka se na nka refo ye be de fancy ye be kan kan wo bi. Wotina fie ma akoda re na nka. Ye ba na se ye kan na nka refo ye be de ye do be kan wo bi. That is how the situation works. But all the brouhaha and all of these things, and then the rivalry near case and the rivalry near there. But I think Spain national team should be very lucky this team is not dominated by Real Madrid players. Can you sanka confuse you see national team at some point? No, can one ebo boba? Okay, Jose Mourinho time or Real Madrid. And Tokwane twice ama, there were players who confessed say it affect you more the national team.
Yes.
And Chebiana Steven Gerrard so can England the DSC between Liverpool and Manchester United. And Chelsea for the boys and no more national team. The real no. So these things you don't start it. Okay. So Lamine Yamal, these things you don't start it. Especially when you know, say in the near future you have Real Madrid players, say be Spanish guys are Dean Heisen, Danny Cavaya, some retired for national team now. These are the same guys are you be international break aka 1 week yaw. And Chebia 1 week here be international break. So when you see them in the dressing room, they na be. Okay. But I will say this thing, say. This win gives Real Madrid the needed confidence to carry on doing the season. But this win ends the Poor Belgian League. Between the two. That is what I believe in. This win, and a very good win psychologically, may boost Real Madrid. But it doesn't show, say, Real Madrid, Agi League, never buy out. I don't know what I mean, Manchester United as well. 3 out of 3. Yaw, kia lusu akaba hey kasamre kasi yes.
Ose mu lusu anke normal.
Ana wo men kasa mo ri normal. Men kasa mo ri ade. Men kasa asem entoto mo ne nhyemanu. Entoto mo ne nhyemanu.
Is it the coach na boy?
Ese mu mi mo toto mo.
Ko de kan de o kan. Say Sunderland now Chelsea there. Mr. Chelsea for no more chameleon team.
Oh yeah, they
chameleon.
Yo, I think the only thing I'll say about Manchester United is about Mbeumo and Matheus Cunha. Definitely, yeah, best start this season. You know, there was something we spoke about buying experienced English Premier League players, and I think these two guys, football no about Manchester United in the last few weeks, they've shown a clear difference on your quality players, especially with Mbeumo. The consistency, the number of goals, and what they on the ball. I'm already say 90 minutes. So now Mbeumo Kobrika said the was starting game fresh. The level of intensity, and then Yamal United here maybe a tremono. I think these two players have come in and more easy the pressure on Ruben Amorim. Hopefully, results will get much better for Manchester United. But for now, I think Mbeumo and Matheus Cunha, the United this kakotomo so mo.
Whoa, Mate, meda semeza. New, so Bibia you could ye. So why in a Mr. Okay. Into way.
Right, meda se boss. Babia
Mr. Monche, Monche. Na munyane because my abanka me home. So well real quick na mama na mabaso na afi ato aso de free just adia and Steve Wobrand say we are na afi ma ba share then so de nti Steve yenti o
yeah what I say
and we boy Morocco nkomo later ye ba fia
o pe bi eti o
obi adi nsu ba ye de
David nsu we drink the drink special drink
Steve Yankwe.
Well yeah I think sir my name is Abayajin on most of the areas or touching about the Clasico no tag no the biggest game and say in world club soccer open how football should be played at. I think the reference should always be meetings between Real Madrid and Barcelona a renowned globally say that is the biggest game area say but it didn't live up to the hype around the game, no. Considering the names that were filled, and also sending a epic game, no. And I'm not surprised after the game, as Wenger said, it was men against boys, and Oshe game ni. Have repeated the same scoreline Barcelona so at the moment last season. The numerous Clasicos or mobile last season, Barcelona were on top and almost share a lot of goals. In the opening minutes, I feel say we are in for something similar from Real Madrid. Say Umbetimi are dominating Omanya a lot of goals, but to be very honest, this is not a game, a wet Clasico. Because we've seen Gary Bill, we've seen Di Maria, them Sami Khedira in typical Clasicos. You see the goals coming and you see the game being played. But Barcelona team, now, apart from Pedri, who was outstanding, and the game no show consistency. Says so a name from the Barcelona team. He's that boy that and BBR a fan of. There were not a lot of players. Obey me, I make you a case for team my friend say Barcelona. So Real Madrid deserved the win, but I was looking at a bigger margin.
Run to me.
Not the 2-1. I was looking at something way 4 goals for Real Madrid because a gamer I feel say. But for a player or a best player in the league, top scorer, top assist, now all of a sudden you feel say somebody in your team is better than him. It's strange. The best player in the league, a league that has Declan Rice, that has Erling Haaland. How the Liverpool league, you know, all of a sudden, and it's lot in the backroom staff, and some pundits feels that Salah now are poor to the extent say what's all my player be the chance to start ahead of him if he wants to achieve anything and get Liverpool back on track. I also revisited how he won the league last season, and that is going back to the basis. If Bradley is not working, Frimpong is not working, Joe Gomez are deputizing at the right back, at the left back position, at the center back position, he can still play there. Now, one thing I hear clear, so Liverpool team now, I said they are out of the real spirit now in Liverpool. No? The energy levels of the pressing in here. And the reason they are struggling, Salah is struggling, is that Liverpool thrives on quick counter transition.
But born in contempt.
Now, no slow game, no. So how would you want Salah so about performing? Whilst my opposition time to recover, be in position in spaces and Liverpool beat me any chances from. So he is the problem. Liverpool ought to go back to last season, 2 seasons ago, the quick counter football. No? So man, yes, sir, because Eketike ni pesi. He can play there. Cabo no was hard. Salah ewo. I don't know why they are still forcing to put Florian Wirtz. No, he needs to prove me wrong. But me, I'm not a fan of him. I'm not a fan of that gentleman. I'm not a fan of him. Matisse will be.
He had time to adapt.
Oh, so he had time to adapt. Put him on the bench. Let him adapt at the training grounds, or adapt where you put him. Because ne ball no senior enye EPL ball. Ne star no be very good for the Italian Serie A. Too technical. Bet me about Spain. But in the EPL, that guy needs to prove me wrong. But a Liverpool bet driver, it has nothing to do with Florian Wirtz. It has everything to do with how a Liverpool Betmenia McAllister, Zoboslai, Gravenberch playing at the levels they played last season. He's trying to change so many things at the same time. He's confused. He has not been in this position before. Liverpool are a club of stature. And near to say no, that was what many people not expected last season. But fortunately, the Liverpool lads, they decided, say, so they played their heart out. Now Liverpool are no more pressing. Recovery, poor. Decision making in terms of attack, poor. Why? Because game not slow down. And that is not the style of Salah. That's not the style of Soboslai. That's not the style of McAllister. McAllister control game. He is an organizer. But Liverpool's are successful from club era in Ebano. One key thing. How they press and how they attack. Liverpool here 14 touches to get into opposition's area. Liverpool near Barcelona. The only team are perfect and success has been Barcelona. Liverpool can't play like Barcelona. They should play the Liverpool way because club will be our identity. The identity of every club. At the times very successful. The style and philosophy they use to be successful. That is what you build the club on. Into Barcelona, renowned for tiki-taka. Why? Because a transcended beyond Barcelona, called the Spanish national team, and they were highly successful. Liverpool, you so gingin pressing. When they have been in a periphery for so many years, the gingin pressing brought them back to European glory. And to see build the identity of Liverpool, we won't go back to the times of Kenny Dalglish. But recently, we will build on that of club. Because it was difficult for teams to stop them. This is a team did 97 points, 92 points, and yet they failed to win the league. And you want to change from that norm. For what? Liverpool shouldn't build the team and play for Florent Wirtz. If there is any other player in the team who deserves that they sacrifice anything for, it should be Mohamed Salah. Because clearly you can see, say, behind the scenes, a lot is wrong. The body language, the demeanor of most of the players. Look at the interviewer, Van Dijk, granted. This is a player, he lost 2 Champions League finals. He lost 2 EPL titles to Manchester City. But at no point, and that level of Nenimno face, no air Charles, BB, wrong. So Slot is the problem, he has to face it. And you can also try to change your baby. You see, me say the transfer, so I signed Florent Wirtz for that figure. He is there for a period of 6 years. So after the 6 years, you can make a better assessment whether a hit or a miss. But in the meantime, Liverpool ought to get back on track. Now, Obayasa, put these boys aside. Let them learn from the bench and come in when here. Because in the game now, I feel no carries a ball. No, I don't know. It's as if say, he's playing with some kids be our backyard and all the pay. I'm not enthused with this game, no. And Menkwade, I know so most people will say this about him, but man is accolade, you know. He's here to prove why I also started with Liverpool. Now share the iconic number 7 jersey.
Okay, well, Steve, may I say new? I feel my memory and I'm here. Say BBI on one now.
Yeah,
I have fiddy old them to Yonko.
Yeah, but I say I think it's Steve Messiah already must start more discussions on a very positive note. And of course, Babia, me person mission. Me person started with Mikel Arteta conversation. No, cannot test here Clasico. These are 2 topics. Okay. Me person quickly me share because Babia Messiah Steve Odia Juno or more the referee. First of all, everybody is saying Mikel Arteta are the best squad, and he is in a prime position. He said, "Obetimi, I did the EPL this season. ADC in nine so conversation in na say, yeah, na tabusa say, a dear the coach B and na team B at me I am dominant. Why successful? At this point of the conversation, there's nobody on this globe, football common on the media, or catch him say, oh, ye free central defenders, arguably any baby Arsenal, a free banner. Free center backs in the game currently. Some people might raise the argument more wider, but I say, arguably, free central defenders. So, Bibo Mumienua, won't win in Yachi Bebrisa, say, or more Arsenal. And I'm talking about Saliba, Gabriel. So, putting these 2 players aside, Kwame said they have the spine of the team. Zubimendi has been brought into the books. Last time, you can't ask him. Yo, and Commander Yedrin, and as I want to say, Bukayo Saka has been one of the most experienced guys in the Arsenal setup. Okay, so a team young, but they're young, sir, and they have jokers leading the line as the focal points of the Arsenal squad. Solid squad. Team Nankasawa, what they are not dependent on sources. But yeah, Man City's strength this season, Liverpool, here. At the end of it, me a pause Arsenal and sources this season. Opponent bear. You back a mini crisis or whatever. Come back to my screen, yo. Let's check it. Top 4. Top 4 said yes. Close to match day 10.
Bournemouth, a jacket quine. oko Arsenal omo right back, left back, and almost 2 center backs in the shape of Lia Zabani and Adim Heisen.
2
right
starters.
back, left back. So from goalkeeper, ABC 2, 3, 4, 5 of Bournemouth last season will be Akoi. Yeah, Tomone that second.
That second year, surprisingly, Tottenham was better fed. Sunderland, look at Sunderland. She will be MADRID2. Yeah, the uncommon actually say, EPL top 4 in Yanshisa. So Arsenal decided say 22 points now, 4 ahead of Bournemouth. Because of Quadja City, Bournemouth, Sunderland, no be free top 4. 2 no be free top 4, mama top 4 na Sanchez for. And before City, Chelsea, United, more Liverpool me follow the Spurs American. Arsenal can be table number 3. Nothing stops Arsenal. I've always been defending Mikel Arteta say, yeah man, a time from previous seasons. But maybe en komo was a CA pa no obi o say Arteta here trophy bia no. Yeah, we need pare adwene. Mikel Arteta here trophy. Let's go back to the Clasico na ye hwemu ba komienu. Jude was a top game point of the game, but then you know we have other major players in the game. Almost so not ye do mo. But one major discussion will be a kan wasema me person me start me come on Vinicius Jr. Alonso anyade kra. Alonso anyade.